Welcome back to the Charleston County RoadWise program, otherwise known as RoadWise. We're here in Mount Pleasant today, as we mentioned earlier, and I'm talking with the Director of Transportation Development. He is Steve Thigpen, and he was telling us that a small bridge is being placed in this area, and you'll know exactly where it is. When you come over the overpass, you can look across and you'll see the work going on, and Shem Creek is involved. And they're doing a lot of interesting things that I think will make this bridge last. Steve says it'll last for another 75 to 100 years. We'll be all gone by that time, it would seem, and the road will still be here. Now, we talked about some of the things that are going into that road to make it secure.
Yep.
Steve, what's going on behind us right now?
Right now we have multiple bridge crews that are working, basically building the formwork. We're building pile caps, getting ready to pour concrete to tie all the piles together. We're building the foundation for the bridge that will go over Shem Creek.
Is this new technology, or have bridges been built like this and roadways been built like this all the time? Is there any kind of a change from the past, in other words?
Yes, ma'am, there's a great change. There have been further studies that basically anytime you have a thing like an earthquake, it impacts bridges greatly. This bridge has those earthquake factors, the new factors that just came out, are being taken into consideration, and this bridge should be here to withstand a very strong earthquake.
You know, what concerns me a little bit, I'm from, a fairly large city, been in the South for a long time though, but I worry about sinkholes when there are abscesses in the road. And you wonder, is there ever going to be a break of some sort and down we go? Is that something you don't have to worry about here?
That's always a strong possibility. Charleston is known for a phenomenon known as liquefaction. That's an engineering term that basically means you have a lot of sand and you have a lot of water, and when you subject that to an earthquake loading, it basically turns to quicksand. So there's always that possibility to turn around for that to happen. We do the best we can for design. We do a lot of things these days different than we used to try to prevent potholes from coming in the road. A lot of
God knows no sinkholes.
No sinkholes.
No, hopefully no sinkholes.
No, ma'am.
And that's usually in older roads that have been around a long time, right? But these are brand new roads going in here, or parts of roads that are going in here, so we shouldn't have to worry about that.
We should be in really good shape. We're doing a really good job from the structural standpoint of the roadway to give a long-lasting roadway.
And I like something that's going on here, and that is that a portion, and I don't know if the public is aware of this, but a portion of this project that you see all along Johnnie Dodds from Bowman Road down and further back to the, what would that be, the north?
Yes, ma'am.
We're seeing two entities working together, both Mount Pleasant and Charleston County.
Yes, ma'am.
How is that working out? And have we ever done that before?
We've never done it to this scale. We've always worked, Charleston County's always worked well with Mount Pleasant, and Mount Pleasant's worked well with us as well. But we also have the DOT involved in this project, because the project is on DOT routes. All the work that you see going on are on roads that are owned by the DOT. So they play a vital part in all this construction. And we all seem to be getting along pretty well.
And I imagine the planning occurred with all of the entities involved, the town and the Charleston County and DOT and whoever else had to go through the process.
Yes, ma'am. We've been under construction for about 18 months now, but the planning for this road probably goes back at least 5 years, or if not more.
Wow.
So we've been working with them on numerous aspects of the project, so that we give them a project that's not only safe, but aesthetically pleasing to the town of Mount Pleasant.
Is this called the Shem Creek Bridge? No, it wouldn't be called the Shem Creek Bridge, would it?
This is the Shem Creek, this is the Bowman Road Bridge. What we refer to over Shem Creek.
Over Shem Creek. And so everybody knows where that is. And do you recommend that if you can find another route to some of your destinations in this area, that the public do so? Because there are some businesses in here.
Yes, ma'am. The businesses here have been very understanding of our construction. We do currently have Bowman Road closed down for a period of 5 months. We presented to Town Council the options of either closing the road for 5 months or trying to build it in phases for what could have been up to 8 or 9 months. So This process is trying to speed up the inconvenience to the traveling public.
Now, for Bowman Road residents and businesses, which way do they go now? Can you give us an idea?
If you're on Bowman Road on the Chuck Dolly side, you basically go down Rifle Range Road to Venning, and then take Venning back out to 17. If you're on the Mathis Ferry side of Bowman Road, you basically just take 17 over to Chuck Dolly and around.
And we should have some information like that on our website.
We do. We have the detour maps posted on the website.
Right, and we're giving it to the media constantly, letting people know that there are these detours, and it's going to be for a little while. And speaking of a little while, how long do you think it's going to take us to complete the county side of this bridge? And hopefully that will be in compliance with what the town does. We're hoping it'll all happen at one time.
We probably have about another 3.5 to 4 months of construction on our bridge. I think the contract that Mount Pleasant has extends a period of time after where we should be done and out of the way.
But boy, I did not expect months. I expected years. These things really fly by quickly these days.
Well, that's part of the advantages of doing a design build project such as Johnnie Dodds, is that you're kind of constructing as you're designing, which speeds up the process a good bit, which also reduces the impacts to the traveling public.
Steve, for the county's part of this, I occasionally go to restaurants in this area and the like, and I hear people say, now when are they going to take up those barrels? And when are they going to be done with it all? Are you anticipating that these barrels, not just this project, but all over where we see the barrels, is that going to continue? And what are you doing? Are you making some off-ramps or something?
The barrels are there to basically guide the traveling public, to keep them out of our construction zone. So it's there to protect the workers, but it's also there to protect the traveling public. It's basically they're unsightly, but they're meant to be unsightly to draw your attention to them.
And they will.
So that you pay attention to those barrels. But we hopefully will have all of our barrels off of Johnnie Dodds by probably December of this year.
Now that you can't speak for the town, and you don't know when they're going to be doing the same thing, but soon.
Their current schedule has them having their barrels and their projects finished by the spring of 2013.
Well, that's not too bad. That's pretty good, as a matter of fact. And you've got a lot of equipment out here. I've never seen it in our area. And I do want to say just a little bit, we don't have to necessarily say who, but the contractor that's involved in this must have years and years and years of experience in this kind of work.
Yes, ma'am. Their personnel is very, very experienced in the job. We've got some of the personnel on the project, or some of their personnel on this project have been building bridges for 40 or 50 years.
Wow, and they come from different parts of the country and locally?
Most of the staff that we're dealing with are native South Carolina. They aren't here to Charleston County, but they are from South Carolina.
And we got to say this, there's all this talk these days about the economy and jobs and more jobs and more jobs, and certainly that's understandable. These kinds of projects produce jobs, and jobs, construction period. That's the history of our country. Construction projects increase or produce new jobs. Am I right about that?
Yes, ma'am. The influx of money into the construction field not only generates jobs, but helps preserve the existing jobs that were already there. As contractors move from job to job, they have very short-term employment, and this helps them to maintain some of their long-term employees by having a job of this size. With our subcontractors and our contractors' personnel, we could have anywhere from 50 to 60 people working on the job at any time.
And I'm just going to say for us that I know that the county is very much aware of minority business involvement, and not only as contractors, but as workers performing various jobs. And I just wanted to say that because I'm proud of what we're doing in that area. As far as this project is concerned, it's going to be completed probably in the next 6, 7, maybe year or so, and we'll be back to normal. And then we're off to the next project, and that brings me around to the transportation sales tax program. That's what's doing this.
Yes, ma'am.
And without those dollars coming from the public, we couldn't do it.
That's correct.
And other cities that don't have those sales dollars are not able to bring up their infrastructure to the degree that we're able to do it here in the Charleston community. And I think we're very happy about that. I know we're very happy about that and very blessed about that as well. So when you're finished with this one, where do you go next, Steve?
We have several projects currently in the works. Bees Ferry Road has been under construction for probably 3 or 4 months now. Harborview Road, Maybank Highway. Those are some of our large projects, but we have a number of smaller projects that are being funded by the sales tax that will go on for probably the next 15 years.
That's right. We call those allocations projects, and they are going on. He's right. There's small road projects, there's bicycle paths, there's road resurfacing, all of those things that are occurring right now on behalf of the county residents, and the sales tax is making it possible.
Yes, ma'am.
And of course, we got to work along with South Carolina Department of Transportation, because a lot of folks don't understand it or know, but these are their roads in many instances.
Yes, ma'am.
Are they not?
The South Carolina Department of Transportation owns the majority of the roads that we work on, because they are the high volume roads, and they are typically the roads where you have traffic issues or safety concerns, as in the case of sidewalks, if we're building those. But the DOT owns the majority of the roads in the county.
And I imagine there's a lot of communications with DOT as you're designing and then constructing these projects as well.
On a project of this size, we have daily communications with the DOT.
And quickly, Steve, tell us about the fact that each project, they've got to be as safe as they can be. Each project goes through a whole process, something called NEPA, including the Army Corps of Engineers and all these other agencies. And then there's a checks and balances, CEIs, or people who come out here and look at construction, engineering, and inspect.
Yes, ma'am.
These roads, do they not?
Yes, ma'am. We have a group of inspectors on the project that monitor from a quality control standard that the concrete that they put down is correct, the asphalt that we put down is correct, is at the right temperature and the right thickness. That's what we call our construction engineering and inspection staff.
Right.
As far as the NEPA process, that's the environmental process that we do during the planning stages of the project. The Johnnie Dodds projects have been through that process, and we've been completed that for probably well over 2 years now.
So we just don't go in there and start digging and laying.
No, ma'am. We have a long list of things.
A lot of steps.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of steps that we go through, and we want you to know that. We want you to know that these roads are here for as long as they can last. And all of those kinds of things that we mentioned, the agencies that are looking over our shoulder, the organizations that are concerned. Plus there's citizens groups that come in and talk with us. And citizens participation has been a big part of this. There are public meetings and public opportunities. If you want more information, go to our website, and we're going to put that up on the screen for you in just a moment. I think you'll get a lot out of what you're seeing, and know that your transportation sales tax dollar is being spent to the maximum. And we hope that you're pleased, in spite of occasionally there's some problems, and occasionally you may not want the interferences, but it's well worth it. At least that's what this reporter thinks. So there you have it, our program for today. We're talking about roads and bridges and what's going on here in this area of Mount Pleasant. This has been the Transportation Sales Tax Program. I'm Cheryl Harleston.
For more information about RoadWise projects, visit us at ccroadwise.org and follow us on Twitter and Facebook.